Hello, this is Alessio. Today is Friday, the 21st of May, and this is the weekly best performing chart of the week. Let's start out with Adobe. This chart, as you can see, is from May 17th. So basically, at the time with members, let me show you the ticker symbol. Okay, so basically, at the time with members, we're expecting wave 1 and 2 to be completed. However, I said what I don't like about this count is that this move up does indeed seem to be very impulsive, more than impulsive. Now I would say directional, but I had issues, I had struggles in finding 5 waves. So as you know, 5 waves a trend made, but 3 don't, and all I could count was 3 waves to the upside. So it's an odd count, I gotta admit, but since what we had after this peak in what could be wave X was 5 waves down. So at the time I said, well, we did have 5 waves down, and after 5 waves down, we always have 3 waves up. So at that time, I was expecting 3 waves up in some kind of B wave of some degree. So now, if we look at Adobe, we can see how we did have. We're starting to have 3 waves to the upside from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways down. So we were here on the 17th, and now we had A, B, C to the upside. Could the B wave complete it? It could, or this could be the A of the B, and then again the B of the B, and then farther upside to C of B. If not, then it looks like we have reached equality of wave A and C of minute B, so blue B. But if we start breaking this low, then we should see farther downside in 5 waves. So that could be traded as well. So that was it for Adobe, actually. A very quick, brief, but that's all really that needed to be said. If we move on to CDNA ticker symbol, which is CareDx, this chart from, as you can tell, is from May 12th. And at that time, after a ABC to the downside in a possible wave 4, I kind of, I think you would agree with me, you can see a possible diagonal in what could be a wave 1. And then I saw a sharp move down into a possible wave 2. And the good thing about this count at the time, as I also said to members, was that a move down after a diagonal usually is very sharp, very steep. And this is the case. As you can see, this wave, you can see 3 waves down into wave 2, but they are very steep, very fast. And that's a very common tendency for diagonals. Now, if we take a look at CDNA, we can see how the wave 2 of the diagonal usually ends near the previous wave 2. Sorry, the wave 2 after the diagonal usually ends near the previous wave 2 of the diagonal itself, which is right here. And that again is a very common tendency. But from the 12th, we can see how we did react to the upside, and there was a little bit more than a $10 move to the upside. So at this stage, all we can do is we can actually let's go to the 1-hour chart and see what we can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's looking interesting, let's say, but I wouldn't feel comfortable trading this as long as we don't break above this. It's also true that if this had to be 5 waves down with this overlapping waves, it would kind of be an invalidation, because you could have counted this as 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and 5, but we would have the overlap in 1 and 4. So that is something which encourages further upside. However, as I said, it's still a little bit too early to say. Now, if we move on to the next one, which is ICE, Intercontinental Exchange chart from the May 13th, we can see how I called the top in place, possibly not a major, but a pretty significant top in place. The reason also was that I saw 5 ways down, so I was expecting 3 ways up into some kind of wave B. Now, if we look at ICE, we can see how we did continue to the downside, but now we are starting to have some kind of reaction higher. So that'll be interesting to see. At this stage, I do expect a pullback, so we should see further upside, which could be traded, but we need to keep in mind that this could still be a corrective wave to the upside, not an impulse wave. Plus, I gotta say that if we do continue to the upside, then as you can see here from the chart, I am expecting further downside, and that could form a head and shoulder pattern. The thing is that at this stage, it looks like this A could be intermediate A, so red A. It looks like more than a possibility at the moment. So I'll definitely change it accordingly, but I gotta do some more homework on this. But I need to tell you that it looks like it. So that was quick, but I'm sure you get the point. If we move on to the next one, which is Pinterest, the ticker symbol PINS. This chart is from May 17th, so last Monday. As you can see here, I was just seeing an ABC, and then I said, okay, we have reached equality of CDNA, which is something I always look after. And at that stage, usually you get at least, if not a resumption of the overall uptrend, you usually get at least some kind of reaction, which could just be a pullback. So if you look at Pinterest now, we can see how we did start to react higher. Remember, guys, this is a daily chart. All charts I show you to you is their daily charts. So even if you just see some bars and it doesn't look like much movement, it's still a daily chart. So in percentage, that's quite the change. Let me see if I can show you, for example, from the top, from bottom. This was a 15% move. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out, that even though it does look like it, it's still quite a significant move. The thing that I need to tell you about this is that this could be 1, 2, 3. This could be wave 4 of C. So now we could be due another leg down. Possible, yes, it is possible. That's why I'm telling you. And it's actually more than by judging at this move up, it's more than a possibility, to be honest. But if we do get that move down, then since this initial move down was in 3, and then if we do get that move down, then the buy opportunity becomes very, very interesting. So if we move on to the next one, which is Snap, and this update was from May 13th, you can see it was very similar to Pinterest. I mean, an ABC, and then the C wave, I reached the 61.8 FIB expansion of wave A, and what I was more interested in, more than the FIB relations, was this 5 ways down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me just take you to the chart here. 1, 2, 3. I shall mark it up for you. Sorry about that. I need to do this more often. 1, 2, down in 3, back up in 4, a very, very tiny 4, and down in 5. Sorry about that. Complete wave C. All right. So and that could complete a higher degree wave 4. Is it possible? Yes. Does it look like it? It's interesting because they're starting to overlap, so that's definitely a plus. But as always, I would like to see the break of this B point first. But so far, the forecast was right on point, I gotta say. And then last but not least is Spotify. This chart is from May 12th. And you can see I was predicting a farther downside into some kind of wave C. So I was predicting actually not very much further downside, but still some other moves to the downside, possibly to complete wave 5 of C. And if we look at Spotify now, we can see how we did have further downside, and now we are indeed starting to react higher. We are into some interesting Fibonacci clusters. So we have the 61.8 Fib retracement of the whole move up, and we also have 61.8 Fib expansion of wave C compared to A. So it'll be interesting, definitely. I gotta say that long term, so as not for trading but investing, this chart looks solid and interesting. So yeah, just want to point that out, especially now that we are in a very how could I say, it's a market which has been sold for quite some time, since February. Let's look, just out of curiosity, the RSI on this. Looking interesting. I need to say, yeah, it is looking interesting. But anyways, that was it for me today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any comments on any remarks on anything. And hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.